Hey y'all, I'm EveAnna Manley, and we're here at Manley Labs today. We're going to talk about transformers. Why all these different transformers? Why can't we just use one? Different circuits require different turns ratios, different amounts of amplification, different interfaces between those many ohms and that many ohms. So why do we make transformers here at Manley Labs? Well, it has to do with integrity. And I remember a long time ago, we were buying transformers from another supplier, and the price kept going up, and they were like, oh, it takes so long to make it, and there's 19 sections. And then we cut one open one day, and we counted the layers, and there were not 19 layers like he was telling us there were. We're like, oh my goodness, when did this change? Well, now we know exactly what's in every transformer because we make them here. A transformer we made today is exactly the same as one we made, say, 20 years ago. Consistency is key. Joe, who has been working here since the late 1990s, he's wound every one of these transformers himself. Transformers that we make include this little guy made for the output of our Manley microphones. We've got this line transformer. You'll find this on the output of a Manley LOP. You'll find it on the output of a Manley VoxBox. You might notice that these two chokes are taped together. Why is that? Well, when they were testing them, after they made them, they noticed that these two matched really well. So they taped them together so that they will end up in the same massive passive unit. One will be the right channel and one will be on the left channel. Again, consistency and matching and tight tolerances. That's what we're after here at Manley Labs. We're trying to give you computer-like accuracy with analog equipment. The output stage of a Manley variable mu is like a little baby tube amplifier, a little baby push-pull amplifier. And the transformer is what stands between you and the high voltages that live on the anodes of those vacuum tubes. So we have to make sure to get our insulation perfect so that we don't present any kind of hazard to the world. What we have the luxury of here at Manley Labs is we can calculate and design and build whatever we need. We can literally calculate something and wind it that same day and listen to it and measure it later in the afternoon. That, in fact, happened with this transformer. I remember when we were working on this transformer. This is a 50-watt output transformer that we developed initially for the Stingray amplifier in the late 1990s. And we had an older design that we were trying to improve upon because the older circuit is like, well, why is there not as much bass? It should have more bass than this. You know, it's not the vacuum tube's fault. It must be the transformer's fault. So we did some more calculation. We ran up a new design with a very high inductance. And we got it on the bench later in the afternoon. We're measuring it. And we're like, wow, look at that frequency response down here at 20 hertz, 15 hertz. Wow, it's really extended and it's producing a lot of power at that low frequency. Then we listened to it. And I remember comparing it to the prior model. We had them on a big knife switch. And it's like, well, the new transformer, I know it measures better, but it sounds kind of boring. I mean, maybe we should pull the inductance down a little bit and let it saturate a little bit on purpose and just bring a little bit more of that low frequency fullness back into the picture. Well, we could do that. So we did. We wound a second set of parts, measured them again. Yes, I can see on the bench it doesn't measure quite as good as that one from yesterday, but let's give it a listen. And we listened to it, and it just had that right amount of saturation and fullness. And it just rounded out the whole sound of the amplifier. It sounded very balanced, and it made that little amplifier, a little 40-watt amplifier, sound like a big amplifier. And that's what I was looking for, and that's what we still build today.